Leo in Sarasota, Florida writes to me. He says, "Hi, Paul. I've been listening to your stream via Rune for Octave Radio, and I am perplexed." Okay. Rune is reporting that your stream is MP3 44.1 kilohertz and 192 kilobits per second. I've listened to many hours of streaming radio from around the world. Most feeds are similar to octaves, and even some high-res streams. None, as he writes in all caps, sounds as good as your octave recordings. The depth, the clean sound, the deep bass. I didn't realize one could stream good-sounding music with MP3 rates. What is going on? And further to that, Paul from Nantwich, England writes to me, "Why does your music on Octave Radio sound so live, unlike other radio stations? I don't have a high-end system. I have an Arcam 5.1 cinema system with Mordant short speakers." Not bad. "But when I put the amp on without Dolby, etc., your music sounds so good, forcing me to just sit and listen, and I haven't done that in years." Well, thank you. It's really nice to have those great compliments for Octave Radio. And if you haven't tried Octave Radio, if you haven't tried Octave Records, I would encourage you to do so. This is our label, and we've now started a free radio station, no ads. It's just Octave music that we recorded in pure DSD, and then we sell these recordings on our website, octaverecords.com or psaudio.com. Either one of those, go to those, and you can see the entire catalog of Octave Records, which, if you think MP3 sounds good, wait till you hear it on your stereo system. It's something we're very proud of and we work really hard at. So how can MP3, which traditionally sounds, constricted and all of that, sound so good on Octave Radio? Well, the truth is, if you take a pure, well-recorded piece and you do it at the highest MP3 rate allowable, which is what we did, honestly, well, as long as you don't compare it to playing it through a CD or an SACD, as long as you just listen to it, it's not bad. I think MP3 has gotten a very bad rap because A, it's lossy, meaning that's how the file gets so small, because you're actually leaving out information. But they do it in a way that's very clever. So when the track gets really loud, some of the lower level information, which unless you're listening carefully, you may or may not hear, gets removed. There's other techniques that they do. And the whole goal with MP3 is to compress the file size down without too much damage to the signal. So as long as you don't do what most radio stations, whether they're online, whether they're on air or whatever, is run it through a processor, a compressor, a limiter, something to bring the overall level, as long as you don't screw with it. If you do what we did, which is take our original master files, convert them over to the highest bitrate MP3 possible, it's going to sound remarkable, even on your little cheesy this or that. I listen to it at home on the patio with a Sonos 5, which we have outside. Sonos 5 is maybe this big. It's an okay speaker. It's nothing high-end or audiophile, but I agree with you. I listen to it. I can hear all the nuance. I hear bass. It's like, I don't need any higher resolution for this kind of listening, and I think that's the key. So thanks for listening. If you get a chance, check out Octave Radio, or just go to octaverecords.com or psaudio.com and go to the Octave Records section, and then you can click on and listen to Octave Radio, or you can do it on TuneIn. But if you want to do it on TuneIn, there's been a lot of confusion about that, and I don't want to ramble on about this too long. If you want to do it on TuneIn, you have to actually take the URL, the address that you would put into the browser to listen to it. If you just want to listen to it on your browser, you have to go in TuneIn, you go to My Stations, and then you can add your own stations. So it's not listed on TuneIn. There's a whole thing about that. So maybe someday. All right. Anyway, thanks. Talk to you later.